hopes and fears of the current AI safety paradigm, GPU performance predictions, and popular literature on why machines will never rule the world. Welcome to the ML and AI Safety Update. Kanofsky released an article in his Cold Takes blog describing his optimistic take on how current methods might lead to safe AGI. The first is to utilize the nascent field of digital neuroscience, or interpretability, to understand when AI systems diverge from what we want. Neural networks are special in how much access we have to their brains, and we can, of course, both read and write to them, which is pretty good. The second option is to limit AI systems to avoid dangerous behavior. This can include limiting them to just human imitation, intentionally making them short-sighted, avoiding some risks of long-term planning on short-term alignment, and focusing their abilities on a narrow domain, and possibly even inciting unambitiousness in the models. The third option is having checks and balances on AI, such as using one model to supervise another and having humans supervise the AI. See the article in the description on supporting human supervision with AI. And at the same time, Cristiano writes a reminder that AI alignment theory is distinct from applied alignment. Updating models to be inoffensive will not necessarily lead to safe artificial general intelligence, but safer short-term systems such as ChatGPT. Steiner writes a counterpost on the usefulness of working with applied alignment as well. And relatedly, Sledgeris publishes a piece exploring whether reinforcement learning from human feedback is a good approach to alignment. He addresses questions such as, is RLHF better than alternative methods that achieve the same? Yes. Has it been net positive to research RLHF? Yes. And is it useful for alignment research? Yes. The alternative perspective is pretty well covered in Steiner's recent piece this week on why RLHF/iterated distillation and amplification/debate won't solve outer alignment. Basically, these methods do not optimize for truth or safety. They optimize for getting the humans to click the approve button, something that can lead to many failures down the road. Hophan and Bisseroglu of Epoch AI, the main AI capabilities prediction organization, have released a comprehensive forecasting report on how GPU performance will develop during the next 30 years. They use a model composed of the relationship between GPU performance and its features, and how features change over time due to making transistors smaller. They expect GPU performance to hit a theoretical peak before 2035 at 1 × 10 to the 15th flops, which is floating point operations per second. You can see the description for an explanation of that. I also chatted with a few GPU researchers at NERVS, and their take in general was that computing power will hit a peak, making AGI near impossible. The newer GPUs from Google and Tesla are not necessarily better either. They just avoid NVIDIA's 4 times markup on the price of GPUs. So their opinions also support this GPU forecasting report. So this brings hope to how well we can avoid AGI being developed. A Giacotra's estimate of 1 × 10 to the 29 flops required for artificial general intelligence, based on the computation done by a human during a lifetime, seems to be significantly farther away than her estimates indicated based on this Epoch report. Read her estimates in the first part of her wonderful transformative AI forecasting report. You can check it out in the description. In the spirit of predicting how capable AGI will be, Machine Learning Street Talk, the hugely popular machine learning podcast, has interviewed Walid Saba about his review of the book from August, Why Machines Will Never Rule the World, by Landgrab and Smith. The book's basic argument is that artificial general intelligence will not be possible for mathematical reasons. The human brain is a complex dynamical system, and they argue that systems of this sort cannot be modeled with our modern neural network architectures or within computers at all due to the limited nature of training data and computing as a function of the past. These arguments are in line with Searle's 1980 Chinese room argument and Penrose's argument of non-computability based on Gödel's incompleteness theorem, which both are a bit out there in theory. Walid Saba's review is generally positive about the book, but I personally disagree with the arguments since we do not need to model the complex system of the brain, we just need to replicate it in a simulator. And the empirical facts seem to speak to that as an approach. Nevertheless, it is of course an interesting discussion about whether AGI is possible and quite relevant to our field as well. In other news, Steve Burns releases his 2022 update on his research agenda, focusing on brain-like AGI safety. A new paper shows that latent knowledge might be possible to discover in language models, building upon the eliciting latent knowledge problem set out by the Alignment Research Center. Finite factored sets are a new way of representing causality that seems to be more capable than Pearlian causality, the state of the art in causality analysis. This might be useful to create future AI systems where the causal dynamics within the model are more interpretable. And the PIBBS Fellowship has released their update on their program of integrating new fields into AI safety to get more perspectives, something they've updated positively on doing. We might be able to make models more safe by using inference on gradient updating process between tasks to predict out-of-distribution behavior, which is quite interesting. And Hayden Belfield and Christian Rule have released concerns about AI in the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, receiving a prize from the chief editors for their piece, also detailing the problems of thinking about race dynamics. There are some exciting winter opportunities this week. Again, thank you to AGISF for sharing these opportunities in the space. You can now join the AGI Safety Fundamentals course starting next year. This might be the most comprehensive course in AI safety, and we highly encourage you to apply. The Machine Learning Alignment Bootcamp in Berkeley, which can be fully paid, is now open to preliminary applicants. So show your interest by clicking the link in the description. You can also now sign up to workshops in Berkeley during the winter. They start on the 28th of December. That can show you how ML safety as a career might look. And sign up today for the Global Challenges Project workshops in Oxford at the end of January. And again, that deadline is today. And lastly, you can join the AI testing hackathon in a few hours, and or just watch our intro live stream with Hayden Belfield happening tonight at 6 p.m. CET or 9 a.m. PST. You can check out the link in the description for more info. So this has been the ML and AI safety update. We will take a break over the next 2 weeks during Christmas, but then be back with more wonderful hackathons and ML safety updates. So see you then. Thank you very much for watching.